Hi, Dr. Todd Sullivan from Nova Chiropractic and Acupuncture. In this video, I want to demonstrate how you would use either a Playmaker or a Hypervolt. We carry the Playmaker in our office. It's a great product, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you the settings for this. Now, a lot of the same settings and treatment techniques will apply for Hypervolt as well. It's a great product too. It's just a little bit more expensive than the Playmaker, but both are highly effective at loosening up muscle tension and tightness. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the different settings. I'm gonna show you how to use it. So with the Playmaker, one of the nice options about it is it has 6 different power settings. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on, and then on the back there, you'll see there'll be a big number on the right, and that's gonna be the amount of power you have left. So in this case, we have 65% of the battery left. And then if we hit the power button, that's gonna cycle through the different power levels. And what I recommend for most people, if they're just starting off, is start off at level 3. And the reason I recommend that is it's deep enough where you'll get some release of that tissue, but it's also not gonna be too aggressive. Whereas, for example, the Hypervolt, well, the power level on that, there's only 3 different settings, and that's almost like setting 4, 5, and 6 on this. Whereas this is great because it has 1 through 6, and the first 3 levels are going to be better for people that are dealing with more of an acute injury, and they can use it at a softer level to release that tension and tightness without injuring that irritated area. So what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate how we're going to use that on her quadricep. I'll show you the different techniques, and we'll also discuss the different treatment heads that I would recommend. So the Playmaker comes with 6 different treatment heads. It comes with 2 balls, a smaller one and a larger one, and then it comes with a couple of different accessories. The other ones are, this one is like a flat, broad area there, and that's great. It also has like a rubberized tip to it, so if we're trying to work like an area that has scar tissue, we'll take that back and forth over an area like that. Or if I want to kind of pin down an area like that, we'll use this broad tip for that area there. The next common one we'll use is, this is like a plastic quarter-sized head, and that's great if you want to get a little bit more focused and deeper. Again, we usually default to the smaller ball head, but this is a great one. If you are comfortable with it, you can go a little bit deeper into an area, but it's more of a general area, so you can get deeper into those sections there. A more specific treatment head would be this like cone-shaped one. So if we're working in an area, we want to get into a really tight, deep section, this works great because it can really target pretty deep into the tissue there. So we'll use the cone head if you want to get in really deep into a spot right there. So finally, if we're working around a spine, we'll use this prong-shaped head, and that basically allows you to put the spine in the middle of this area and work the soft tissue, and you can go up and down the spine along that area there. And that's mainly the one use we use the prong head for as well. But again, if you're just starting off, I would recommend starting off with one of the foam ball heads. That's kind of the least invasive, the best one to kind of start with. It's overall, you can use it in 90% of the body, and it works really well. I'm going to demonstrate 2 different techniques for using the Playmaker or Hypervolt. So the first way is we're going to apply it to a muscle in just a static position, meaning we're not going to involve motion with this. We're just going to apply it over the area and work it back and forth. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply it in an area, and we'll go maybe 10 to 20 times over an area and then move to a new section. And you just want to kind of feel out where those tight areas are and work them, and then move on to the next section. So we're going to put it on level 3. Again, that's a general setting I recommend for most people. And you can use a support hand to kind of guide the massager as you're using it. And we're going to go up and down here. Again, just kind of finding where some of these tight spots are. Now, obviously, if you're doing this to yourself, you can feel those tight areas. If you're working on somebody else, ask them where they feel they're most tight, and you can kind of concentrate on that area. So like right here, she's got a spot in her quadricep, we're going to kind of work through here. And again, I'm just going to go back and forth, not going to go too aggressive or too hard. I'm going to apply that pressure into that area just so we get a good relaxation of that tissue there. If you're pressing too hard, what'll happen is it'll like bind up and it'll buck back at you. So as you're like pressing in, if I press in really too hard, it'll feel 1, uncomfortable, but 2, it'll start to slow down the natural motion of the machine there. And I can just go up and down and then move on to the new section there. So that's if we're statically applying the massager to a muscle there. The other great option though is going to be if we add some motion to it. So the second way to use a playmaker or a hypervolt or massage gun is we're going to add some active motion while we're doing the treatment. So for example, again, if we're using our quad, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to allow it to hang off the side of the bed or a table or chair. And as we're applying the massager up and down her quadricep, we're going to have her put her leg through a range of motion. And what that does is it helps to elongate that muscle tissue and help it get a little bit deeper into that area and get more of a release. So again, I'm gonna start off at level 3, and then let's have you bring your leg off here. And then as I work the massager up and down, I want you to straighten your leg and then bring it back down. So just go back and forth with that quadricep. Good. And again, you may have to go lighter with this technique because the patient is going to be feeling it a little bit more. It's going to go deeper into that tissue and it's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable. So again, just nice and slow, up and down. Good. And you can relax and bring your leg back on. So that's how I would use the hypervolt or playmaker, is to add some active motion into that area there. And so that works really well at loosening up that area. If you have any questions, reach out to my office at 703-912-7822 or schedule online at novacarwellness.com.